Hello, everybody. So this is me, Dr. Becky, in front of you again. So the delay was caused due to the illness that I've had, and now I am totally fine and hope to see you guys more often in the upcoming days. So starting off with the first and the foremost topic of obstetrics and gynecology, that is gametogenesis. So what's gametogenesis? Nothing else but the formation of gametes, but the process of meiosis. And what is fertilization? It is the fusion or the uniting of male gamete, that is the sperm, and the female gamete, that is the oocyte. So they unite together to form the zygote, which is known as fertilization. So gametes are derived from the primordial germ cells. Primordial germ cells is nothing else but undifferentiated stem cells that differentiate in order to become the germ cells. All right, so they are formed in the epiblast in the second week. Okay, second week, and move to the yolk sac in the third week of pregnancy. So this is a very question based para, so you can expect questions from this paragraph, because I have seen that this questions do arise, asking for the week in which primary germ cells are, or gametes are derived from the primary germ cells, or the formation or the movement of the gametes to the yolk sac is in which week of pregnancy. So I hope you will pay attention to this. And after reaching the yolk sac, what happens? So in the fourth week from yolk sac, it moves towards the gonads. By the end of the fifth week or the beginning of the sixth week, it reaches the gonadal ridge. So there are two major kinds of divisions that occur in the process. So that is meiosis and mitosis. We'll discuss in detail about both of this type of divisions. So just let me explain to you what is mitosis. It is the mitotic division in which what happens is that the number increases and also they arrive in the gonads. Okay, the number increases and they arrive in the gonads. Okay, so disease that affect the primordial germ cells is nothing else but teratoma. What is teratoma? It's the tumor that often contain a variety of tissues. For example, it could contain bones, hairs, muscles, gut epithelium, and others. So the most common site in which this teratoma occur is nothing else but in ovaries in females and testicles in male. That's the most common site, but the parts that will be present inside the teratoma, that's the tumor, will have hairs, hair-like cells. I mean, hairs. It could include muscles, it could include bones. All right. So that is. And mitosis. Mitosis is nothing else but the first cell that give rise to two daughter cells that are genetically identical to their parents. All right. So what happens in the process of mitosis is what we are going to discuss right now. So mitosis is nothing else but the somatic cell division. So there are many phases in mitosis, which include prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and all the phases. So let me explain it to you as much as possible. So what happens is that first in the mitotic division, what happens is each chromosome may extend and duplicate themselves. That is, they make an exact copy of themselves, and they thicken and they coil. In prophase, what happens is that we can see that the centrioles which have divided from the ather's end move apart, right? So the nuclear membrane begins to disintegrate. Okay, so then in the late prophase, we can see that the centrioles are at the opposite poles. Yeah, these are the centrioles and they are at the opposite poles, and the nuclear membrane is disappearing to such an extent that they are not completely visible, right? So what happens in the third step is that this in metaphase, what happens is that this centromeres that are present, these are the centromeres which are present. We can see that in the centers of each, right? We can see this, and this centromeres attached to the spindle fiber, yeah, to the spindle fibers and line up at the middle in the metaphase. What happens is they line up in the middle, all right? So in anaphase, what happens is the centromeres split, yeah. Centromeres are these things, this round structures which split and divide into two halves, yeah, moves. And this is the part when they in the late anaphase, what happens is they move towards the opposite poles, yeah. All right, so after completing that, the cell membranes completes constriction in telophase. They separate, yeah, the nuclear membrane form around the separated chromosome, all right, yeah, and then we can see the result. Yeah, two different cells are formed with number of chromosomes as the parent cells. Yeah, all right. So meiosis is nothing else but two cell division. Meiosis has two cell divisions. One is meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. It's nothing else but to reduce the number of chromosome to haploid number, that is for 23. So 46 chromosomes are present, in which 23 that is 23 in pairs, and 22 are stem chromosomes, yeah, stem cell chromosomes, and one is the sex chromosome. All right. Okay, so birth defects and abortions. So as we are discussing obstetrics and gynecology and gametogenesis as a topic, so what are the abnormalities that are caused due to the defect, or the defect that is caused due to the chromosomal abnormality that occurs? So there are numerous number of defects that could be caused, unfortunately, but that could even result in spontaneous abortions. So the most common abnormality that leads to abortion is Turner syndrome, in which 45X is the karyotype, and triploidy and trisomy 16 are some other types of diseases or chromosomal defects that occur. Normal gametes are haploid, or whereas a euploid refers to any exact number of it. Okay, it could be diploid or triploid. Okay, aneuploidy is something that we hear more often. So what does that mean? It refers to any chromosome number that is not euploid. It is usually applied when an extra chromosome is present. That is, it could be in the case of trisomy, and when one is missing, it's in the case of monosomy. So trisomy 21 is that in the chromosome number 21, there's an extra copy of chromosome that is being present. All right, so let us discuss the features of all these diseases in the upcoming days. So let's discuss in particular Klinefelter syndrome. So Klinefelter syndrome is found in males and usually detected by amniocentesis. We'll discuss in details about amniocentesis in the upcoming days, but it is a method to detect the defect in a baby, or in the fetus, much before they are being delivered. So during the week of pregnancy, amniocentesis is a process that is carried out to detect the abnormalities that could be present in a fetus. All right, so they could be found that they could be detected by amniocentesis. It's found in males. All right, this Klinefelter syndrome is found in males, and testicular atrophy, hyatinization of the seminiferous tubule, and usually gynecomastia are some of the symptoms that could be seen in Klinefelter syndrome. All right, so there's another one that is Turner syndrome, which has 45X as the karyotype. Spontaneous abortion is seen. There are absence of ovaries, gonadal dysgenesis, and short stature. Webbed neck could be seen as well. In Turner's and triple X syndrome, what happens is lymphedema of the extremities. All right, so skeletal deformities could be seen, broad chest, wide space nipples. All right, in trisomy X syndrome, that is speech and self-esteem defects. Okay, and Prideaux-Chat syndrome is affected infant cries like a cat. Mhm. So microcephaly could be seen, that is intellectual disability, and congenital heart diseases could be seen along with the microcephaly and the infant crying like a cat. Okay, Angelman syndrome is nothing else but when there is microdeletion occurring in the maternal chromosome. It is known as the Angelman syndrome. So some of the techniques by which we can identify the genetic abnormalities that are present could be cytogenic analysis, molecular techniques like FISH, all right. And we could also note a very important fact that we often hear that by old age, if a mother is becoming older, the risk of the child being affected with genetical abnormality increases. Have you ever thought why is it so? Well, it is due to the reason that as the mother ages, the primary oocytes are vulnerable to damage. That's the reason that the increase in chromosomal abnormalities are seen in the children with the parents being old, parents in the sense the mother being in older age. Okay, 15 to 20 follicles are selected from the pool and that begin to mature from the pool of primordial follicle.